Welcome to my YouTube channel, Survive and Thrive. This will be a channel that will be focused on financial strategies to help you maximize your value of your money with minimal effort. Today's video will be focused on 5 passive income ideas that I've tried and have worked in my experience. Number 1 is Cashback Points reward system with your credit card. Number 2 is high yield savings, making interest off the money that you hold in your savings account. Number 3 has got 2 parts to it that has to do with stocks, having ownership in a company by buying shares, and the valuation that you get from cost basis of what you've paid for a share and what it's worth in today's dollars. Part B of that stocks strategy is dividends and what you get paid off of holding shares within a company, and the company paying you out on either a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. Number 4 is cryptocurrency, valuation that you get off of the cost basis per what you paid for the coin originally and what it's worth in today's dollars, as well as staking rewards for being able to buy and hold coins or HODL and getting paid for holding those within an exchange or for different types of coins. The last, number 5, is YouTube videos, something that I'm delving into with this first video and trying to create a monetization process with videos. Starting with number 1, Cashback Points reward system. This is using my credit card, and the one I ended up choosing was the Chase Sapphire card. Now it has a $95 annual fee for the card, but you also get 60,000 bonus points if you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. Now obviously you don't want to just charge to your credit card just so that you can get these points, but if you're able to pay off your monthly balance based off your expenditures that you're already spending, this is a great way to create some additional rewards for yourself and get either points that can be used for airlines and or other goods or services, or cash back sometime down the road. You get at least 1 point for each dollar spent. And if you're spending on certain categories, whether it's dining, traveling, you can get up to 2 times or 3 times points. The second idea I'd like to start talking about is a high yield savings account. The one I ended up going with is the Citibank Accelerate account. It started initially with a 2.5% interest return, and it's now down to 0.5% based off of the federal interest rate. But even at 0.5%, it's still 10 times the national average. So if you've got an emergency fund or cash that you're trying to hold in reserve, this is a great way to have that money in a safe place and continue to gain some additional income based off of the interest. The third idea I'd like to jump into is stocks and valuation. The cost basis is what you pay per share when you initially invest into the company. And the day that you decide to sell, whatever that valuation or current worth is per share price is how you make your money. Let's say you buy the shares at $10 per share, and on the day you decide to sell, it's $20 per share. That difference or increase in valuation is how you make your money. There's a second part to stock investing, dividends. Now, if you're a long-term investor that buys and holds, like myself, then you can get paid on a monthly, quarterly, or annual basis with that company for holding those shares. Each company will have their own dividend yield that they will pay out, but it can be from anywhere from 2% to 10 to 12%. And this can be a great way for long-term investors to avoid the short-term capital gains tax and reduce their exposure when you decide to actually sell those shares. Ultimately, the best way to take advantage of this is time. The sooner you start, the sooner you can start compounding, building off your dividends. And if you don't need the money, just reinvest the dividends and continue to invest in that company and gain additional shares. Number 4, cryptocurrency. This is one that I've been spending some more time doing some research on in the last couple years. Initially, 7 to 8 years ago, didn't really understand it, and so I didn't really get into it. But as I've been seeing more and more institutional investors start to really get involved and invest, I've been more interested in finding ways to also be involved and keep a portion of my portfolio, while relatively low to my overall portfolio, at least 5 to 10%. And I think this will help to hedge on volatility when the stock market is down and crypto potentially could be up, which will help me hedge just like gold or silver. Now the same thing applies to cryptocurrency as it does to stocks. Cost basis is what you would pay for the coin initially when you buy it, with the hope that the valuation will increase in the future. And it's with that valuation that you also are able to make money or additional passive income. Now staking is another good option for some of the exchanges out there. The one that I personally use is Coinbase, and there are two that I know of: Tezos, XTZ, or Algorand, ALGO. Both of these are paying above 6% on your interest return, just like you would get with dividends in stocks. And that's been the greatest way for me to jump into crypto, is because it's very similar to the stock market on how it's tracked and the concepts that they use within trading. Lastly, number 5, YouTube videos. Now this is a new venture for me, something that I'm trying out here in 2021, and it's really going to rely on what kind of subscribers and views I get, and my understanding to be able to monetize my YouTube channel is that I need to have 4,000 public hours watched of my videos in 12 months and 1,000 subscribers. Now how I get there is with each one of you hitting that like button, subscribing to my channel, watching more content as I upload videos. Join me on this journey and build that financial freedom and future that you're looking for. Don't just survive, thrive.